students, welcome to history class. Myself Mrs. Swati Prashant Hazare from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School English Medium Ozar Township, Nasik. Today we are going to learn history. History of Standard 9th from Maharashtra State Board English Medium Syllabus, Chapter number 5, Education. So students, India was ruled by British for many years. For the expansion of their trade, they started to introduce various inventions. For example, invented railways, they developed science and technology, introduced Western education, established East India Company. So there was a huge demand for clerks and civil servants and other administrative roles in the company's functioning. It was cheaper to get India's It was cheaper to get Indians rather than Englishmen from England for these jobs. So, this was the prime aim to spread Western education among Indians, but scientific and technological educations was ignored by British government. This was done intentionally by British so as to produce only clerks and not officers. This was the main drawback of British education, which was then eliminated post independence. And now, beneficial education for the countrymen was fabricated. The rate of literacy was low during British rule. In 1911, literacy rate in British India was 6% only, and in 1921 it was 8% because the growth of education in British period was not uniform at all levels. They had never emphasized on the primary education. The more attention was given to the expansion of high schools and colleges. Primary schools particularly suffered for lack of funds. Therefore, vast masses of the country remained illiterate. So, when we got independence, the literacy rate was 17% only. So, priority was given to solve educational issues in the country because education is very important for economic, political, social transformation. A population that is well educated and equipped with relevant skills, attitudes, and knowledge is needed for the overall development of society. Education plays a key role in creating a just and equitable society. Straightforwardly, we can say education is the passage to progress. So, to solve educational issues in the country, various schemes introduced in India. So, in this chapter, we shall review the main stages and schemes in the development of the educational system in India. We shall take into consideration primary, secondary, as well as higher education, and besides, research institutes in some representative areas. This will give us an idea of the educational system throughout the country. The first census of independent India in 1951 revealed the extreme complexity and interactability of the educational issues in the country. In the first census, In the first census, the literacy level was 17%. It rose as shown here. Census year 1971, 34 literacy, 1981, 43%, 1991, 52% literacy was, 2001, 64%, and 2011, 74.04% literacy. The remedial measures led to increase in literacy. Improving this percentage was a serious challenge for the government of India. Several remedial schemes were put in place to deal with it. Primary education. Primary education refers to the schooling given to children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. Means to achieve the universalization of primary education, the government has started numerous projects and programs. In keeping with the principles of the national policy of education, the government has brought about various schemes that ensure fair and impartial education for all. The main aim of this scheme is to improve access to good education by expanding good schools, to promote equity, and to improve the basic quality of education. Here are a few schemes for primary education in India. Operation Blackboard. It was undertaken in the year 1988 by the Government of India. In 1986, the government led by Rajiv Gandhi introduced a new national policy on education. The NPE called for a child-centered approach in primary education and launched Operation Blackboard to improve primary schools nationwide. And the aim of Operation Blackboard is providing education to urban slum dwellers, providing minimum essential facilities to all primary schools in the country, opening new schools especially for female child and promoting adult literacy. Funds were made available to improve the standard of the schools and to fulfill minimum educational needs such as at least two proper classrooms, toilets, one of the two teachers to be female, a blackboard, maps, laboratory apparatus, a small library, playground, sports, equipment, etc. The NPE means National Policy on Education aimed for qualitative improvement in primary education. The increased retention of children in schools and a move towards a child-centered approach to education. The major policy to improve school quality was Operation Blackboard scheme. The minimum criteria of a primary school was two classrooms, two teachers, one of them preferably female, and a set of minimum essential teaching learning aids. The teaching learning aids included a science kit, maths kit, tool kit, charts, maps, laboratory apparatus, children's book, and blackboard. All existing schools were to be upgraded to this level, and no schools should in future be sanctioned unless they fulfill the new criteria. Operation Blackboard can really broaden the range of activities and it takes less time to teach. It is practical and gives students life skills. The playway approach is possible and it's interesting. So, this scheme gave momentous to primary education. Operation Blackboard was expanded in 1994. Provision was made for one additional classroom and for appointing one more teacher in schools with an enrollment of more than 100 students. The priority was given to girls' schools, schools with a majority of scheduled caste and tribe students, and schools in rural areas. It was made binding on the state government to appoint 50% female teachers, as I told you, as I explained now. District Primary Education Program was started in 1994 with the objective of universalization of primary education. It was implemented in 7 states, including Maharashtra. The program aimed at 100% attendance in arresting student dropout, education for girls and for the physically handicapped. It introduced programs such as research on and evaluation of primary education, alternative education, creating social awareness, etc. Now here we can see midday meal scheme. Midday meals scheme was started in 1995 to provide proper nourishment for students. Here we can see midday meals scheme was started in 1995 to provide proper nourishment for students. The midday meal scheme is a school meal program of the government of India designed to better the nutritional standing of school age children nationwide. It is the popular name for school meal program in India. It gives lunch free of cost to school students on all working days with a view to enhance the enrollment, attendance, retention, and simultaneously to improve the nutritional status of children. A centrally sponsored scheme, National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education, was launched on 15th August 1995. Major benefits of this program are more poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school, and teachers reported that earlier children would often go home for lunch and then not return to school, but now with the midday meal being provided in school, their attendance has improved and ensures that caste, religion, community, or other similar issues don't come in between the children and education. Secondary Education Commission established in 1952-53. After primary education starts secondary education, which develop and consolidate habits like effort, studying hard, individual and group work, and discipline as a fundamental basis for effective learning and to achieve balanced personal development. Compulsory secondary education will contribute to the development of abilities and skills that will create students with values, responsible students, responsive students, trilingual students, means students understand and be able to express themselves appropriately in one or more languages. Entrepreneurial students, cultured students, critical students, analytical students, sporty students, environmentally conscious students, and prepared students will be created through secondary education. After independence, Education Minister Maulana Abul Kalam set up University Education Commission in 1948. So what is Educational Commission? The Education Commission is a data-driven collaboration among 30 representatives who are the region's education, business and civic leaders. Together they plan and effect the changes that will improve teaching and learning at all levels, from pre-kindergarten through university settings. So after independence, Education Minister Maulana Abul Kalam Azad decided to bring about changes in the field of education. The University Education Commission was set up for this purpose. It recommended appointment of a separate commission for secondary education. The Mudliar Commission was appointed in 1952 to review the existing secondary education the nature of the curriculum, medium of instruction, and teaching methodology. Here, Secondary Education Commission, Mudliar Commission. The Secondary Education Commission, known as Mudliar Commission, was appointed by the Government of India in terms of their resolution to bring changes in the present education system and make it better for the nation. And the aim of appointment was to inquire into the problems of secondary education and its relationship to primary and higher education. Overall, to examine all aspects of the educational sector in India, to evolve a general pattern of education and to advise guidelines and policies for the development of education in India in place of the existing 11 plus 4 or 11 plus 1 plus 3 pattern. The commission recommended the concept of higher secondary. However, the same could not be implemented all over the country. Number 5. The Kothari Commission was appointed in 1964. It recommended the 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern for secondary, higher secondary and university education. This system was implemented from 1972. National Education Commission, popularly known as Kothari Commission, was set up by the Government of India to examine all aspects of the educational sector in India, to evolve a general pattern of education and to achieve guidelines and policies for the development of education in India. One of the main recommendations of the commission was the standardization of educational system on 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern across the country for secondary up to standard 10th, higher secondary up to standard 12th means 10 plus 2, and university education for 3 years. This is called 10 plus 2 plus 3. He advised that the pre-primary education, which had different names such as kindergarten, Montessori, should be renamed as pre-primary. Then primary education to be up to the 4th standard. Then high school up to standard 10th. 11 and 12 standards higher secondary. The graduate studies were recommended to be standardized as a 3-year course. The other recommendations include a uniform national system of education, the inclusion of the mother tongue, Hindi and English in education, as well as continuing education, adult education, education by correspondence, and open universities to make education trickle down to the lowest ranks of society. It also recommended increased provision in the government's budget for expenditure on education of neglected sections like the scheduled castes and tribes. Maharashtra government adopted the 10 plus 2 plus 3 patterns in 1972 and conducted the first standard 10th board examination in 1975. Now, objectives of education according to the Kothari Commission. Education and productivity. We can see here education and productivity. Means these objectives of education according to the Kothari Commission. They recommended education and productivity. For increasing productivity, education should be job oriented and Greater importance should be given to education in agriculture, science, industrial, and technical subjects. In place of bookish education, greater importance should be given attached to the acquisition of practical knowledge and skill. Number two, securing and strengthening of democracy. The educational program in schools and colleges should be designed to inculcate democratic values such as scientific temper of mind, tolerance, respect for the culture of other national groups. This will enable our young citizens to adopt democracy not only as a form of government but also as a way of life. Number three, modernization of education. Society may be modernized through modernization of education. Thus, new ideas will be developed in society and narrow ideas will disappear. The expansion of science and technical education is necessary for modernization of society. Next, social and national integration. Education must aim at social and national integration to make the people of India strong and united. And to achieve this aim, the Commission has recommended the programs of education, such as establishing a common school system and introducing a social and national service, which will develop among students a sense of social and civic responsibility and will utilize their knowledge in finding practical solution to individual and community problems, will acquire leadership qualities and democratic attitude. Last one, nurture of social, moral, spiritual values means education must cultivate social, moral and spiritual values among the students. So these all were the objectives of education according to the Kothari Commission. Come to the next point, higher education. Education in post-independence era. Number one, University Education Commission was appointed under the chairmanship Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan in 1948. The University Grants Commission began to sanction and disperse, means started to give grants to the universities on behalf of the government. The UGC undertakes planning of university education, coordination of syllabi, giving priority to national needs through education, and the planning and implementation of various schemes of higher education. It sets up university development councils, centers for advanced studies for postgraduate education, establishing new universities. Number four, it produces the countrywide classroom program which is telecasted by Doordarshan. Come to the next point, National Council of Educational Research and Training means NCERT. You might have heard this word, NCERT. It was established on 1st of September 1961 in Delhi. Its main objective is to help the central government in preparing comprehensive policy and in implementing educational schemes. Ministry of Education of Indian Government established NCERT in 1961 in Delhi. NCERT is an autonomous organization. It assists the ministry in the formulation and implementation of its policies and programs in the field of education for qualitative improvement in school education. Actually, it is established for providing academic support in improving the quality of school education in India. It is the academic advisor to the Ministry of Human Resource Development of Government of India. It is concerned with all problems of school education in the country and takes efforts to improve such education through developing various programs of research. NCERT was given the responsibility of educational research and development, training, extension, educational training, extension, educational programs, restructuring of school curriculum and textbooks. It has played central role in designing school curricula and textbooks with the cooperation of the Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE. NCERT provides guidance to the state government in the area of primary and secondary education. It designs workbook for teachers in teachers training, in developing teaching learning techniques and conducting the national talent search examinations. Means in short, its objective is to undertake aid, promote and coordinate research in areas related to school education, as well as to prepare and publish model textbooks, supplementary material, newsletters, journals and other related literature. The establishment of NCERT in 1961 was a major step taken for the development of school education, which involves teacher education also. SCERTs were established in all states on the lines of the NCERT. The 1986 National Policy on Education recommended the creation of SCERT in each state as a measure of decentralization of functions of quality education, research and training. SCERT means State Council of Educational Research and Training. Next point, Maharashtra State Council of Educational Research and Training. MSCERT works in the area of quality improvement in school education. It carries the responsibility of teacher education, research and evaluation. It assists and advises the state government on educational matters and also undertake and promotes educational research and uses the same for betterment of school education and control over diet of school students and conducting the program like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. The chief functions of MCERTs are teaching, training. It organizes long-term and short-term in-service training programs for teachers. It also restructures and develops curriculum for training programs. It is also responsible for developing teaching learning materials for teachers and teacher educators. Curriculum development and implementation. Control over DIET means DIET, District Institution for Education and Training, and Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. All these were the chief functions of MSCERT. Means it was established in Pune. It works for improving the standards of primary education, in service training of teachers, training in syllabus, evaluation and vocational guidance for students. After standard 10th and standard 12th exams and other educational functions, this institute is known as the academic authority. It brings out a periodical called Jeevan Shikshan. So, this is all about Maharashtra State Council of Educational Research and Training. So, students, today we have learnt about primary education, secondary education and higher education. Also about NCERT, SCERT and Maharashtra State Council of Educational Research and Training. In the next part, we will proceed with National Policy on Education 1986. So, thanks for watching.